Hey you, have you ever wanted to be the manager of a top secret SCP facility where your assistants are completely insane robot baddies? Well, allow me to introduce you to Lobotomy Corporation, a game that's impressively harder than any Elden Ring game I've ever played and a place where everyone loves their job. Like, just look at their employees, they are having so much fun. I love my job so... Demon, I love my job! We still love our job! You love your job! We love our job so fucking much! I love our job! We love our job. Download the command, copy, I love my job! I love my job! Anyways, this will be a long journey. We'll have to deal with the increasing demands of power production while sticking in an SCP we know nothing about every single day until day 50, with the last few 10ish days being literal hell. Oh, also, they're actually called abnormalities and not SCPs, but I like to call them both, so yeah. Luckily, the first few days are pretty peaceful, so I'll just kind of speedrun them whilst explaining you the basics as we go on. On day 1, we got our first abnormality and met with Angela, which will be our main AI assistant. Oh yeah, there's also Malkut, who is a manager of the control team, which is one of the many departments this facility will have. But before anything, we had to hire our first batch of employees. Is this guy named Flying Turtle? Hell yeah, he's gonna be the head of this team, bro. Alex and Charlotte. But good management. Anyways, we just sent off our employee to do instinct work on this Jesus-looking skull. On every abnormality, you can do 4 different types of work. Each one prefers a different kind and level of work, plus has special guidelines for working with them. If you don't match all of these requirements, then let's just say things will get pretty silly. As your employees do this work, they're gonna get better at it and their stats like health, sanity or combat speed will increase, which then for the most part increases their odds of succeeding in work. The success of work is rated from good to bad by how much power they manage to generate with the said work. As we produce power boxes, we extract their DNA, which we can use to craft armor and weapons from an abnormality. Each day we will need to generate more and more power, however every time we work on an abnormality, this meter will go up. And as this goes up, every time this bar fills up, it's gonna try to fuck me in the ass by either forcing me to work on certain abnormalities or else they will escape, or it will also, you know, literally invade my facility, but you'll see how diabolical this gets later on. Anyways, yay! Management report! 100%! Woohoo! Are we dead ass? It's pretty impressive we've had undeads this early on, especially to a fucking bird. So at the end of the day, I used some of the lob points I earned to strengthen my employees. After taking in some more baby abnormalities, we managed to open up our second department. This is the information team led by this fuck-ass emo clanker that lacks the basics of respect to his superiors, but I'll let it slide for now. However, this expansion was a short-lived victory, as a few abnormalities down the road I'm faced with a very unique paradox. At this point, these things are no longer a joke, and as employees take a long time to improve their skills, I'm kind of afraid to send my most valuable ones inside a chamber with zero prior information. So I use fresh recruits as testing dummies, however each that at the end of the day reduces the amounts of points I get, and I need these points for hiring new employees and upgrading them, so by playing it safe I'm basically stagnating the progress of my employees by a lot. But then later on, after a few more deaths, I had finally conceived an idea most ingenious. Turns out that this machine I've kind of ignored as it doesn't produce power has a perfect ability to help me out. It literally upgrades the abilities of an employee depending on how much they stay inside and if we manage to pause it on the yes sign. And apparently I've got enough aura to pause it perfectly almost every single time. So now I've got expandable but pretty capable test shreds that bite the dust instead of our few greatest employees that handle the production of a bazillion power on already tested specimens. However, despite the AI's yapping random shit carefree every day, there is another problem arising. The facility getting invaded is now a regular occurrence and anything from clowns to robots will try to disturb my operations. And as my defense, I've got a few crucifixes and a pistol made from a bird. So I decided to focus on working with this SCP, which allowed us to craft a fucking rocket launcher. Damn! This comes right on time actually, as we had just expanded ourselves to another department which stores a teddy bear, a doggy and an Elden Ring looking boss. However, lucky for us, this thing is just a chill guy, and besides giving us a shit ton of power boxes, it even gives a great protection buff on the first employee that gets a good work result with it. I assume at this point you're gaining an impression that everything is smooth sailing for now, but yeah, not really. Come on, get her. And you missed, you fucking dumbass bitch. Hannah died, oh my god. This shit is so, bro, I hate this fucking thing, bro. What's this? Are we dead ass? What the fuck is this, yo? They just crushed both of my departments. Okay, I guess that's fun. I mean, these upper departments and abnormalities are still relatively easy to handle, but the game is built in a way that each one of these creatures has a unique perk. And if you're not careful, they will fuck you in the ass and can even cause a chain reaction of fucking you in the ass. So yeah, this game is basically a full-time job, especially since I have to listen to the rants of mentally ill employees. Which, speaking of, allow me to introduce you to our two new department managers, Hod and Netzak. Hod is just a kind girl who works in the training team and just wishes to help everyone, however, she's not exactly the brightest. I bet she said something like this whenever she came to you. Miss Hod, you're really helping me so much, but I think I need a bit more encapsulating on top of your counseling to ease my melancholy. It's just a little extra, of course. You prescribed highly addictive substances as if you were handing out candy to children. Oh my lord. And what about Netzak? You gave him the substance as well. I temporarily gave you access to encapsulating because I determined you could use it for your counseling program to reduce the stress of employees, and yet you've only been creating drug addicts. And Netzak is just a suicidal drug and beer addict. Speaking of, could we get a vending machine of beer? My man, I completely agree with that. If we're gonna die, might as well get wasted before we drop dead. Hell yeah, my man, I'll order something. I'll order it, bro. Manager, please try to think. Bro, bitch, we're getting a vending machine. Can you suck my dick? Anyways, the rest of abnormalities we got in these two teams were for the most part not that big of a danger. In fact, they're actually pretty convenient for training employees and producing decent weapons. We've also made some really good equipment from this guy, and some of our employees are starting to get really strong. Also, we just opened our biggest department by far, in which we're receiving a whopping 2 new SCPs per day. The first one was some guy that's schizophrenic. Why is this guy joking it? What the fuck? And a crazy ninja robot, but they're nothing we can't easily handle. However, then we got this abnormality. It seemed really nice at first, as it's literally a heart and apparently can protect my employees. What the fuck is this? Protect? What the fuck? But despite this kind first impression, it has caused a complete facility collapse and I was forced to restart the day 2 times in a row. What the fuck? What happened here, guys? Why is this guy out? Y'all need to get the fuck up here. Not through that way, please, God, no. Oh, she just blew up my shit! No! Oh my god. She just blew up my best employee. Why is this guy insane? You need to get the fuck out of there, buddy. Why is this bitch sleeping? What the fuck? Yo, can you wake up? I think I need to click on her. Wake up, bitch. Wake up, bitch. Okay. What do we do here? Okay, listen. We need to have an Avengers assemble, guys. This is the final stand. Okay, y'all need to whoop this guy's ass right here and now. Okay, well, that isn't going exactly great, is it? Okay, whoever's alive needs to get the fuck out of there, yo. These guys are all done for, yo. Holy shit, yo. Yo, new evacuation spot. Yo, why are you fucks all sleeping? Wake up, Archer. Wake the fuck up. Oh my god, we're so cooked, bro. Eventually, I figured out he breaches when employees die. Yes, including these small idiot NPCs. So now each time our facility is about to be invaded, I have to make sure each part of the facility is well guarded so we can minimize casualties as fast as possible. By the way, I think it's worth mentioning that this department is operated by 2 toddler clankers that are both called Tiferet and yet are different people. A pretty unfortunate thing is that one of them gets terminated every now and then to eliminate errors that pop up in him. What the fuck? Yo! They just crushed the fucking Tiferet. And they have human flesh for some reason. Hope your next version will last longer, Teferet. And yeah, all the AIs actually look like this, but we perceive them and everything in the facility differently. This is due to a cognition filter we as a manager have in order to not go insane after witnessing 100 live leak scenarios every day. We also now have access to managerial bullets which we can use to give resistant shields instantly to any employee, which needless to say is really useful. But do you know the saying power is in numbers? Well, that absolutely doesn't apply to this game. At this point all the work is basically done by our 4 greatest employees. We have Alex, who's our strongest fighter that handles almost all of the major threats in the facility. Then we have the information team, aka the milking team. These 3 employees work 24/7 on the same few abnormalities and are probably responsible for the 90% of power produced in one day. This is due to the fact we need insane amounts of power to complete a day, whilst only the most dangerous abnormalities can produce a big amount of power per one work. We could get the same amount of power by working on more harmless abnormalities 2 to 3 times, but like I said, that will charge this meter up, which will then cause deaths, which will breach this guy, who will breach everyone else, which will then destroy everything else, aka will get fucked. Anyways, we have finished filling up the rest of this apartment, which takes 10 years to get through, by the way. Inside it we got 2 new seemingly really dangerous abnormalities that made even my greatest employees go insane somehow, which resulted in her running around and screaming, which apparently caused so much white sanity damage that these little guys just straight up died, which then again led to this guy breaching and us being forced to restart. Anyway, speaking of this guy, we're heavily focusing on milking him, and when I say milking, I mean that we are milking the ever-living shit out of him. Our girl Mao works on this guy almost all day, and we have managed to generate 300 plus boxes of him in just a few days. This has allowed us to craft an extremely strong armor and a fucking sniper rifle. We will of course give the honor of using this to Mao, as she has built these brick by brick. Unfortunately for her, as the power demands are getting ridiculous, her career of milking him is nowhere near done. But hey, at least she's now kind of immortal and Alex won't have to kill everything himself. Pretty soon after, we even got a chance to test it out, as a low-level employee I forgot to remove got possessed by a pair of shoes. Yes, by a literal pair of shoes, which turned them into a serial killer with an axe. Damn, she's laying down! That's crazy. We also got a menacing machine abnormality that we can wind up in order to go back in time to the most peaceful point of the day. It comes with the cost of a few employees and can't revive employees, but this will be an extremely convenient trick up our sleeve when shit turns ugly. Which, speaking of, we finally expanded ourselves to another department. Although it took a long time to conclude that the shell must be broken, once the decision has been made, all seemed well. Okay, I don't know what the fuck is this bitch yapping about. She thinks she's Shakespeare, but like, she's just a fucking cranker, so... Well, we got 2 teams now. We got the welfare team. Chesed. He looks tired as fuck. Kind of relatable. And we have disciplinary team. Okay, this is not even a question. Holy Giat, oh my lord. And with it, we lasted a whopping 1 day before we were forced to restart. Uh-oh. Yup. Well, that's a restart, brother. We are also slowly unlocking more managerial bullets, which I've started using to protect the employees from dying, which really helps in preventing this guy from breaching, which is getting increasingly difficult as our facility gets invaded by stronger and stronger enemies. Milking was in full power and everything was finally going quite well, until once again we received a really funny abnormality. Considering it was literally raping me, I didn't mess around and I sent Mao to check it out right away, which apparently wasn't enough. Okay, I guess not. What the fuck? Oh, what the fuck? So it appears we're doing straight up 0 damage. Okay, now we're doing some damage, but it's not nearly enough. Okay, well, luckily the whole gang is here, so good luck, guys. Let's give you a shield. What the fuck are these sounds?
Goodbye.
Oh, okay, I guess. Goodbye. Are these guys? Is there any point for these guys to try? I mean, they do have a shield.
Hello?
Oh.
Goodbye.
Okay, I guess. Okay. I mean, what the fuck? Okay, I guess that's cool. I guess just fuck me, right? Well, that's great. That's amazing. He's slaughtering everything. Oh yeah. I don't see any. I genuinely don't see any scenario where this is fixable. Everything is free, or well actually we can try using the backwards clock. That is, if Tom can make it, you two need to somehow make it down there, so good luck. What the fuck am I witnessing? Okay. Yeah, you guys keep going there. You guys can keep going. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, he just obliterated her. Keep running, Tom. Keep fucking running, Tom. Keep running. For the records, Tom did manage to wind it up and save the facility, but considering almost everyone had died, I was forced to restart. Anyways, on the third attempt we finally figured out how to consistently get decent work results and everything continued as usual. Then I decided to clear up these two quests I couldn't bother with for quite some time now. I purposely let a few abnormalities breach and then decimated them with superior firepower. Damn boy, you fucked up. Doing this was absolutely worth it, as now we've unlocked our very own Rabbits team. Yes, it's a SWAT team made of Rabbit soldiers. We can deploy this team anywhere in the facility and they can apparently clear any threat for the cost of a % of facility power, however employee safety isn't guaranteed. With this thing added to the milking rooster, we are now able to produce insane amounts of power with relatively little work, which is really good because the power demands are still heavily rising. Lastly, we also made some good weapons like this Thanos glove and these abominations which are extremely strong. At this point our collection of weapons is absolutely no joke, and we even got an abnormality we can pay power to shoot a big magic bullet anywhere in the facility. And now you may be thinking, surely with all of this strong equipment, helpful abnormalities and really good employees in every department, there's no way things can still fall apart, right? Well, that was what I thought, and even though I said this like 4 times in the past already, I really believe that this time we had things figured out for real. Only for a fucking slime woman to wipe out our whole facility in less than a few minutes. Is she covering up her boobies? What the fuck is this? 27 power, that is... Yo, what the fuck is this? Why does she have a heart, yo? Yo, what the... Are we dead ass? What the fuck? And she's free? Oh my lord, what the fuck? Well, let's send in the safety team. I actually think we can whoop their ass. Tom and Tasha died, what? Oh my god, they got slimed as well. Are we serious right now? And now they're going here. I mean, can you guys just fight like men? Stop fucking around. Okay. Yo, okay, these guys are insane. Well, that's going great. We're doing 0 damage. What the fuck is even going on here? Oh, the whole facility is cooked. Okay, I think we need to call in the SWAT team, yo. Hostile entities there. Hostile entities there. Fuck it. Let's call them in everywhere. Authorized call. Look at all of these damage, holy shit. Look at these guys, this is so loud. I can't hear anything, guys, I actually can't hear anything, holy shit. Damn, they obliterated her. I mean, they saved the whole facility from falling apart, but like everybody's dead and they ate up all of our power, so I mean, I guess we're just fucked. After my employees with the finest gear and sets I spent hours crafting got their shit absolutely whooped by a fucking slime bomb, and I realized it was finally time to wrap it up. I've been playing this game so much for the past week, I've literally became the manager. I have the exact mouse movements this facility needs integrated into my nervous system, and I'm closer to my employees than I am to my family right now. But the most funny part is that everything you've seen up to this point, the work, the chaos and the battles, they are literally baby goodnight stories compared to the final 14 days we have ahead of us, where I'll need to generate a bazillion power and expand the final 3 deepest departments whilst fighting the most unfair bosses known to mankind. And on top of all of that, the game will literally start straight up deleting my controls, nerfing my employees and doing everything in its power to destroy me. So yeah, if you wanna see me somehow try and defeat all of that, make sure to like and subscribe to not miss out. You should also consider checking out some of my other SCP lore and SCP-SL videos and comment if you'd like me to make a video about other Project Moon games. Anyways, thank you a lot for watching, shoutouts to my Patreons and I'll see you next time.